James Harden, your 3 squadron, blow your conscience. Peep the logic, I breathe hard.
Welcome to Indie Music Live, everybody. I am JoeJoeKeys, hanging out with my buddies Dave, Doug, and BZ here on Indie Music Live, episode 177. We took last week off. We're back, and we got a fully packed show tonight. David Werba, what's happening?
What's up, man? I mean, we got the new rap duo, Doug Burgett featuring BZ. I mean, it's pretty sweet what we got planned tonight. I mean, we got some really crazy interaction going on between them two.
See all those gang signs?
Yeah, they said it's all going to rhyme, like their critiques. It's going to be kind of like perfect.
Well, they do live in St. Louis, so I wouldn't expect anything less. Guys, how you doing? You guys
I'm going to murder him on camera.
So Doug's been a guest on the show before. We had Odds Lane's featured artist not too long. Well, no, there's actually featured artist a couple years ago, but we had him on recently to talk about the new album. But BZ's never been here, so welcome, sir.
Thank you, Joe. Nice to be here.
Full disclosure, once again, I was in a band with these guys when I lived in St. Louis way back in the day, so we know each other pretty well. I haven't talked to Brian in a long time, but Doug and I have been in touch over the years and stuff. But Brian's a lot older now, so...
he's as opposed to you're much younger.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so these guys are hanging out. They're gonna help us co-host. We also have Dave Molter, featured artist tonight, out of Pittsburgh. So he's hanging out in the green room, waiting patiently to be on the show. We're gonna check out a video first, though. Dave, what have you been up to?
Dave Molter?
No, Dave Werba.
I'm gonna call me Bill. I think it's easier.
Yeah.
Wait, you pulled up Dave Molter's picture, and then you say, Dave, what have you been up to? So
yeah, I'm confused myself. Dave, real quick, what have you been up to, dude?
No, man, just
About
like
old ladies.
Yeah, always. I mean, that's always going on behind this screen right here. Sometimes it's, massages. Sometimes it's a parlor. Sometimes it's just some old friends just waiting for me. But yeah, man, just like super busy working on a bunch of projects and, finally fixing up the site. I mean, there was like new issues over the weekend, like with the whole WordPress upgrade and a new server and everything. So I think that's kind of like the final remnants of fixing the site. But yeah, how you been, man?
Yeah. Took a break last week. We got a ton of reviews in queue right now, so I'm working on those. We just finished up April, I believe, so we're a little bit behind, but we're getting there. So so let's go ahead and listen to the first tune of the night. This is INF Black, INF Black. I don't know. I'm not sure how to say that, but I really like this guy. His video is really cool. It's straight up, just good stuff. So let's check out One of These Days. Let us know what you think in the comments. We'll be right back.
One of these days for me.
Came from a long line of forefathers from the East Waters. Long ways from Carolina, these books taught us. The Black Author, the biggest slaughter, it dawned on us. From shipping millions to crack buildings, they formed on us. I'm from the same corners, use the same toilets. Shipping messy a long time, I can't spoil it. Sour milk on pressed silk, I don't enjoy it. Me and you, yeah, we different, we not the same garments. James Harden, your 3 squadron, blow your conscience. Peep the logic, I breathe heartless, sorta retarded. Smart as fuck, I bite the buck, lean sideways. If it ain't my way, Padre, hit the highway, Your facts, fiction, friction, fix the tension. If you knew better, you do better. Men on a mission, hey, now stand up straight, fix your face, let's get this cake. No time to waste, I've been ready since my born day. Same living, cause ain't different. We still winning in our own image. Stay pitching, mama in the kitchen. Ain't no bitching, but we still wishing. Ay, same living, cause ain't different. We still winning in our own image. Stay pitching, mama in the kitchen. Ain't no bitching, but we still wishing. Nowadays we make waves, yeah, we came a long way. Out of town in the jungle, they call me Bombay. Low fade blade, still the same nigga anyway. Arabian blood, smoke weed the Conway. Loyal customer, never speak that you fuck with us. Bought a gallon of dust, ain't too many that I could trust. They separated us, buying bus, you know the outcome. Fuck the chatter, we make it matter where I'm from. 2 shotguns and all you got is your name. Live like a man or die fighting for fame. I promise it's all the same, different hood, same game. Doing this shit for years, my block versus your block. And all we really want is a chance to get up top. And all you really want is try to mess up the pot. I keep my vision.
Indie Music Live, episode 177. I said earlier that we were going to hit, or earlier in the month or the year or whatever, that we were going to hit episode 200 around the end of the year. That's now been kind of moved back a little bit. Probably going to hit it more like the second week in January. But that's all right. It'll be a nice New Year's surprise. That was INF Black with One of These Days. I'm picky about rap. I don't really listen to a lot of rap like by choice. I do enjoy it sometimes, but I have a certain thing that I like when I listen to it. And this guy pretty much nailed it for me. I like the kind of the older school rap, the guys that actually have something to say, that have like good poetry too, can kind of go in there. Dave Werba, you're a big rap
man. I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but I mean, the rite of passage is the new guy's got to go first. So B's going to take the reins with his critique right now. Take it away, man.
Yeah, I dug it. I loved it. I liked how it avoided all the modern rap tropes rhythmically. All that ticky triplet hi-hat stuff. It had more of a Beastie Boys, Check Your Head kind of vibes, some root stuff in there.
Yeah, I think I heard like Tribe Called Quest. That's what I heard in there.
You're wrong. What I said was right.
And here's the fight. This is where the fight starts. You guys ready? Oh.
Why, you're correct, but not correct enough, sir.
Good.
No, I think we're missing one thing here in the critique. Like I loved his flow, his delivery, the style, the video, all that stuff. But man, his mic was too hot in this recording. I don't know if you guys picked up on that. Like the EQ, it was just weird. Like it was just not right. Like it was maybe too much mid and treble, and it was just this really strange range. So I would just encourage him to take another pass at that. Maybe some more compression on it too, because when he comes in, he's like so far out from the background music, and it just goes into this kind of a weird space. But like, yeah, I would just remix that a little, like the levels, but everything else I was digging it.
Cool. So let's go ahead and move on to the next item on the business list. Mr. Dave Molter's here tonight. I think Rob's got to change a shot real quick, so I'm just going to talk for a second. Oh, look at that. There's a picture of Dave Molter. So Dave's based out of Pittsburgh and submitted his music to be a featured artist a few months back. And that's good stuff. So I decided to have him on. Dave, welcome to the show.
Oh, me?
Hey, thanks. Happy to be here.
Good. So I'm glad you agreed to come on and they're hanging out with us tonight. You're on time and you look good and you sound good and this is going to be fun. So we're going to have a little Dave on Dave action here in a minute. No. First, I want you. I thought of that.
Is that like man on dog?
Yeah.
No, but this is when I give the featured artist a chance to kind of give us your elevator pitch. If I walked up to you on the street and said, "Oh man, you're a musician. What is your music like? Tell us what you do, and tell us a little bit about Fading Away. We'll check out a snippet and come back and get deeper with Dave.
Okay. Well, I've been in the business for more than 50 years, which kind of gives away my age. But my primary influence is the Beatles, and that goes along with age too. But I've always been influenced by melodic rock more than rap or anything like that. I don't like hip or hop, so that kind of leaves me out. But yeah, the Beatles, I think with a lot of guys of my generation, that was the gear that set me in motion. And I did it for a living for a long time, and then I kind of fell out of the business and retired from my real job, which was as a writer, about 5 years ago, and decided I should pursue music again. And I've been doing that for the last 5 years. Sweet. And within the last 18 months or so, we decided we should go ahead and put out a CD, just so my son, who's 31, will have something to show his friends and say, hey, look, my dad wasn't the idiot that you thought he was.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell us about Fading Away, and then we'll check it out and come back and get a little deeper.
Well, Fading Away is not what I would call influenced by the Beatles or the British Invasion, which a lot of my music is. It's more what I consider Stax Volt or Memphis horns, maybe a little bit of Motown. You can hear that from the horns in there. And most of my songs, I try to tell some kind of story. If you listen to the lyrics in this, you'll hear that it's about a guy whose girlfriend's been cheating on him, and that's a universal theme. And I was particularly proud in this song, of the lyrics in this song, that I used the word Elvis and I didn't rhyme it with pelvis. Seems the obvious rhyme. So yeah, it's this guy's had enough and he feels like he's fading away.
Sweet. So Rod, whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and check out the new song by Dave Molter, Fading Away, on Indie Music Live, episode 177. We'll be right back.
Had something really special. We would be together for a long, long time. But now I see that it was only superficial. You drive me out of my mind. I know that you've been stepping out with other fellas. It's as plain as day. Congratulations if you tried to make me jealous, 'cause I feel betrayed. Tell me I reminded you of Elvis, your little hunk of burning love. But now I get the feeling that you're gonna shelve us. I guess I wasn't enough. I wish that I could say it really doesn't faze me, that I ain't your back away. So grab your pencil and start to erase me. Then put me
So if anyone was wondering where I'm going to be in about 30 years, I'm probably going to have like a thick gray beard, dark glasses, wearing some kind of funky hat. I'm probably going to be on an indie music show talking about my new album that I finally got back to after all this time. Basically, the guy next to me right now, that's me in 30 years, pretty much.
That is the pattern. All the kids are doing it right now. Yeah.
But yeah, how's it going, Dave? Nice to meet you.
Everything's going really great. I can't have no complaints at all.
Yeah. So, I mean, you look at the wide spectrum of the music scene over the past, 100 years. And I mean, some people, they give it a shot and it never works out. Some people achieve tremendous heights in the industry for a short period and then disappear. But some people just keep going the whole time, and
That's
just
true.
keep writing, because it's not really about like how high you achieve in the success. It's just about making art and just keeping going. And if you can make a living at it, what a bonus. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I think that's true. Back when I was 18 or 19, I suppose I wanted to be the next Beatles, because we all did. And I actually had out a couple of 45s in the early 70s, and those died a quick, painless death. I think I sold 5 copies of one, and there were 6 guys in the band, so one of us didn't buy one. And as soon as I find out who it was, I'll be getting it. So I continued after the records on the club circuit and did that for a while. And then one day I woke up in my mid-30s and said, so life kind of intruded, and I kind of dropped out of the music scene and had a real job, which I hated, for about 20 some years, and a series of jobs, all of which I hated. But for me, music is always, I tell everybody it's better than sex. And that means either I've had really bad sex or that It could be true that music is.
Well, when you
I get
finish,
a-
I agree. When you finish the mix and it's just exactly like how you like it, it's just like total ecstasy at that moment.
Yeah, it's great. I can't get that feeling from anything else. So I really enjoy it. And
All right,
haven't-
Dave, let's move on, man. So
Yeah.
some of the bands you open for, the Rascals, Chicago, Allman Brothers, Night
Right.
Ranger. I mean, anything pop out in terms of just like a totally crazy, memorable experience?
well, we opened for the Allman Brothers in I think it was 1971. And as you know, there's anybody who's pretty identifiable. It would be the Allman Brothers. And our organ player was a bit out of it, so we told him, go ask Greg Allman if you can use his organ. So he walked up to Greg and said, are you in the Allman Brothers? And Greg sort of looked at him and said, yeah, I'm in the Allman Brothers. So strange things like that. And then their roadies tried to steal my coat, but that's
Did he let him play the piano?
He did, yeah.
He did. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right, man. So just kind of flipping through your references here in terms of how you've created your current sound. I mean, I was hearing some, it might have been Tom Jones actually, instead of Neil Diamond that I just heard. In terms of that, like, it's like bluesy, rocky, but almost like a big band. There's some jazz elements in there. But yeah, 1 second. So I'm going to throw some names at you listed as references. Why don't you just say a few words on what they mean to you and how they've influenced your career? Phil Spector.
Well, Phil was the ultimate producer, at least until George Martin came along. And certainly any Phil Spector production, you can tell it's Phil with the amount of echo and the old wall of sound.
Yep.
I liked everything Phil did until he tampered with Let It Be. And then I kind of lost all respect for him.
Really? That was it for you, huh?
Yeah, I thought he made it too syrupy and drenched in reverb and things that it didn't need.
All right, Brian Wilson.
Well, he kind of copied Phil Spector, but I think musically, Brian was as close to a genius as anybody will ever get. And he pushed the envelope of a lot of different things. Just subject matter, like God Only Knows, I believe, was the first time anybody ever used the word God in a lyric. And being a bass player, I always appreciated the fact that he didn't always play the root note, which is what everybody was locked into back then. And Paul McCartney kind of followed suit on that.
Interesting. All right, Peter Gabriel.
Well, Peter, I've liked him ever since he was in Genesis. And as soon as he left Genesis, I didn't like Genesis anymore. So I've followed Peter mainly because he's such an iconoclast. You never know what style of music he's going to do next. And certainly he's done a lot for world music and undiscovered African artists, and just been a real influence on me for subject matter and also styles of background.
Yeah, man. In Your Eyes has been a top 5 song of mine my entire life. It just always gets me. I just love the writing and the production of that one.
Exactly.
It's one of those songs that I purposely only listen to like once or twice a year so that I can extend the experience I get for as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Where can people find you, Dave? Okay, I have the website. Let me just say the website. It's davemoltermusic.com. You'll see all this stuff there. But do you use like social media and everything, or you kind of?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. Same thing, Dave Molter Music. I have a Twitter account, and that one is Molter Dave for some strange reason.
Ooh.
I'm also on Reverb Nation, and that under just Dave Molter. So you can find biographical information and songs, pictures, all kinds of good stuff.
All right, Dave. So in some of my critiques, I usually go pretty far back in terms of references, 60s, 50s and everything.
Yeah.
So if you come back to the show as a critic, I think you can maybe go even farther, which would be a treat for us. So think about that, man. Joe will be in touch with you.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
All right, man. So we are going to move on, Rob. If you got everything queued up, how we looking, man? We got a Patrick Ames song coming up. Well, oh God, Joe, I lost. Is it While You're Making Babies?
Yes.
Okay, While You're Making Babies by
Not me, but
by Patrick Ames. Let's do this. Here we go.
cool. So, Dave, if you have.
While you were making babies for your new family, I sat on the sofa. I was so lonely. I really wanted it. I wanted it to be me. I really wanted us to have a family. While you were making babies, I sat on the sofa all by myself. While you were making babies, I decided to go down and visit hell. While you were making babies, I watched a lot of bad TV. While you were making babies, I think I read every single goddamn tweet. I really wanted it. I wanted it to be me. I really wanted us to have a family. When you were making babies, new families. While you were
David's
Well, you guys
making
were making
babies,
babies.
Dave.
Yeah, well, everyone was making babies. Patrick Ames is focusing on his new song. That's what we just listened to right there. So just posted the review on this, which JoJo wrote that one. The thing I would add to that, I mean, this is classic Patrick Ames, stripped down folk acoustic kind of stuff, which is kind of
Very
his,
artsy.
yeah, it's his bread and butter and everything. But I know you had some issues with the vocals here, Joe. To add on top of that, like to better articulate, I would say something you didn't mention was like the waver. It's not just the wavering, like actually the volume of the background vocals would they would come in, be kind of loud, then they'd pull back, go way off in the background. In addition to like some timing stutters, it just kind of exaggerated it. So it's like this stuff matters, speaking to Patrick, it's important. I mean, I know I know his method is to just like keep cranking out tunes, and he doesn't like to spend weeks and months in the studio mixing everything. He just wants to basically get stuff out there. But little things like this are kind of important, I think, to the listeners. Just, yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Well, and I even see him after I've digested it, it's almost like he's experimenting. You know how Bob Dylan gets like real crazy sometime, and even Bob Dylan fans are kind of like, what the hell? It's like that. I mean, I think that's kind of what he's doing. He's kind of experimenting with things, generally speaking, I enjoy his music and appreciate it because of that fact. You know what I mean? Because he is a very artful guy. But man, I don't know. This one didn't really do it for me. What do you guys think?
Yeah, man. I really, when this one started, I really, really wanted to like it. I really did, because it had that kind of vibe I like.
Catchy.
But yeah, especially when the vocals go all heterophonic on us and don't line up at all, it just lost it for me. I know that's a big word, but
I dig what I was trying to do. He's got a nice, frail, alternative country quality in his voice, kind of an Adam Reichman, Neil Young. I don't get quite what was going on with the drums. With that,
as a drummer,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot about it that I like I said, I wanted to like it.
It's gonna be good.
Like it. There's a lot of
yeah. So this guy, he comes out with an EP like every 6 months, basically. So he'll be coming out with more stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure we'll probably have him back on the show again. He's been on the show a few times, so really nice guy. And Patrick, keep doing your thing, dude.
Yeah, I think that's one more thing on this, Joe. I think that's the give and take of this approach when you kind of do stuff fast. Sometimes you capture magic. Like on the first take, it's like, oh my God, that was live. That's unbelievable. Sometimes it doesn't work. You know, so you'll like catch a winner and then it's like, oh, that one needs work. But that's what you kind of got to deal with if that's going to be the approach. Like you have to just accept, you know, some might not work. Some are going to be better than others. Occasionally you're just going to, you know, crush one and everyone's going to love it. But
Are you saying that every song you write can't be a hit song?
you're just realizing that right now.
Speaking of hit songs, Odds Lane, The Breakers, Hip Check, all those other names that we were in back in the day. But now you're Odds Lane, and you guys have really come a long way. Just so anybody that doesn't know, Brian and Doug have been playing together for like 30 plus years. And if you ever want to see what a bass player and a drummer are supposed to sound like and look like when they play together, make sure you go see them. And they're in the St. Louis area. And when I play in bands, that's the main thing I listen to is as a keyboard player. I listen to the rhythm section more because I'm more rhythm, and I always love playing with these guys. So, guys, how's the new album going?
That's going good, man. We're excited to be a part of Gulf Coast and everything that Zito's doing with that label. And man, there's a lot of we're like the least talented people on the label. We're just happy to be there.
He is awesome. The least talented people on the label.
Me.
Oh, it's yeah.
So are you guys? I know you guys have been playing around. I mean, obviously you play in St. Louis all the time as Odds Lane, but also as independent musicians, tons of different projects. But are you guys touring anytime soon? I know you do a lot of out of town stuff too sometimes.
Yeah, we just did Minnesota,
Iowa. We'll be in Ohio a lot.
Yeah,
next month
coming. Yeah,
oh, that's cool.
In Ohio,
we're
Chicago.
doing a run with Mike Zito.
So we're going out. Yep.
You doing Cleveland?
We are. Yep.
I'll be asking you when that is because that's only like
that's not too far.
4 hours from me.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, you better be there.
Yeah. Cool.
August something or other, I'll tell you.
So where can everybody find your music and find out all those tour dates?
Oddslane.com. ODDSLAN.com.
Nice.
Cool. Well, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. Dave Molter, thanks for being with us as well. And David Werba, thanks for being here also, even though you don't have a choice.
Forced. Yeah.
Any final words there, sir?
Forced under court order to be here, but I make it fun. I mean, I might as well enjoy it, you know.
It's called escort order is what it is.
Yeah, so.
Anyway, Robert Hicks, Hixvideo, always making us look good every week, Tuesday nights, 10 o'clock Eastern time. Live streaming on YouTube, Indie Music Live. And I'm JoeJoeKeys, as always, hanging out with you. Tonight was episode 177. We'll be back next week for 178. Got a great featured artist. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. But we'll let you know.
Oh, I know they're great, though. They must be great.
Well, they got to be good if I booked them. So anyway,
that's true.
Yeah, we have a couple good weeks coming up and good panel guests as well. So everybody, thanks for watching. See you next week. Peace.
Peace out.
My nose was itching.
One of these days for me.
Came from a long line of forefathers from the East Waters. Long ways from Carolina, these books taught us. The black author, the biggest slaughter, it dawned on us. From shipping millions to crack buildings, they formed on us. I'm from the same corners, use the same toilets. Shipping messy a long time.